That's right everyone, you've read it right. It is this time of the month for me to represent you the top 10 armor mods of the month. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Only 5.3% of people who watch those videos are subscribed. This helps me find my audience. Thank you, and let's begin. First, I want to start with something a little bit controversial, the Malenia's armor from Elden Ring. This is a very iconic armor. I always wanted someone to port this into Skyrim because, let's be honest guys, it looks badass. It's a female only armor, so it doesn't work for male characters sadly. It comes with two color variations, that is golden and silver. The armor also has HDD physics. One of the things I personally don't like as much, when you wear the helmet, your character is forced to have a custom hair wig, which I don't really like. I wish we could have this removed. That's the only thing I don't like. Everything else looks super badass, and here you can view more of the armor. It is a fantastic piece guys, and I think in a way it does fit lore wise into Skyrim. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. I will always try and reveal armor where I feel that personally they belong in the game. I will put the name of the author down in the video description. It is made by DHBG, and you will search his Patreon and you can find it and download it for free. Next we have one of my most favorite modders when it comes to new armors, and he is Furxarot. I know his name sounds like a Pokemon you will encounter in the wilds, but this dude makes the best looking armors in the game. This armor, unlike the previous one, comes for both males and females. That's right, we are going to have many armors in this episode where they come for male characters as well, so stay tuned for that. This is an Elven themed armor, and in my opinion guys, it looks very fashionable, it looks protective. The armor comes with variations, as most of the armors that I have in this episode, almost all of them. You have two different types of torso armor, one with smaller shoulders, one with bigger shoulders for the chunky boys out there. You have 3 or 4 different type of helmets. You can choose whatever you like, and the same goes for gloves and legs. So this armor essentially, it is not a single armor piece, it is quite a lot, and I don't think we have so many nice looking and new Elven themed armors, and this is again something that I could easily see being ported in a modern version of Skyrim by Bethesda, in Sky Oblivion maybe. This is such a nice and modern take on the Elvish armor, and I think you guys will enjoy this as much as I do. Maybe one of my most favorite ones in this episode, but probably you're going to hear me say this a lot because we have a lot of cool armors.
No lollygagging
Is the name of the next mod, and this is kind of a cheat. This includes a lot, and I mean guys, a lot of new HD armors for every type of guard. Stormcloaks, Imperial guards, and all of the different type of variations like the Reach, Whiterun, Falkreath. Every single guard is going to have different type of armors. Those armors guys can be used with other type of overhauls. You can have a mix of the vanilla armors, but overall this is going to give you dozens of cool looking armors that honestly feel like a mix of Skyrim and Lord of the Rings. Those pieces are super badass, and the guards will never look boring ever again, and the same applies for you because you can equip all of those armors. High HD, they fit into the game and they look gorgeous. Made by an ancient. Next we have a much smaller armor that is coming by the modder Cool's Zero Rules, and this is going to add a standalone version of all of the vanilla robes that you know from the base game, but in a different type of armor variation. They will look much more like you're an explorer. For instance, you won't have robes, but instead you will be more free to have movements around. This is what I will imagine a mage or an alchemist wear if he wants to, do some climbing, some running, because having robes is very hard to run, guys. I've never wore a robe in my life, aside from my skull ceremony, I guess. I can easily easily imagine how hard and impractical it will be to run around in the outskirts of Skyrim with a robe. And this mod not only adds up to the immersion of that, but I think the armors look pretty cool actually. They support HD physics, they work with any mode that enhances the textures of any vanilla robes. I've made a video, if you are curious about that, I'm going to link it down in the video description. And overall, this is a very nice, very small length and a mode that I think that everybody wanted to have in Skyrim. It's nice when we have again lore friendly armors for both male and female characters, and the more choices we get, the better. This comes with every type of cloth variation, and my most favorite part is that you can actually mix sets. You can wear, for instance, the necromancer or the black robe and mix it with the monk priest or the red colored scarf. The next two modes, I am going to put them together. So number 4 and number 5, I am showcasing them together because they both alter the same armor, that is the wolf armor. We have wolf armor refit and mess fixes, and we also have the sleek wolf armor additions. You download both of those mods and the requirements they have, and they are going to make the wolf armor one of the most underrated armors in my opinion in Skyrim to look very much cooler and unique. I am using a standalone version, which means I can have both the vanilla armor and the new armor that comes from those two mods. That includes new gloves, new helmet, new messes, and I think this looks way more protective. It fits really nicely in Skyrim. It gives me Guts vibes, you know, the famous guy from Berserk. That's the vibes I am getting from this, and the armor looks much more practical. It looks super sweet, guys. I love the sharpness of this. A very small mod, but again, we are focusing on the lore friendliness and immersion when it comes to this channel. Anything that adds up to that or different variations of different armors will be much more appreciated. I would love to see more standalone variations like that. Anytime you want to equip, let's say, glass armor or daedric armor, you can have different variations of that. I think that's super cool versus having the typical classic iconic armors. Do you like the dwarven armors in Skyrim? Have you ever thought there is not more of that? Do you also happen to like Morrowind? If your answer was yes, the next mod does it all. Rourken's Relics by Princess Aris, and this mod adds a super badass dwarven armor set, speaking of variations that looks phenomenal. This is going to come with two variations, an unenchanted version which looks way more lighter without the shoulders, without much of the bulk, and then we have the enhanced version that will make you look like an absolute unit. There is also 3 types of helmet variations. You are getting 2 amazing armor sets. There is also a new weapon, there is a ring and some other things like that, and they are integrated in a nice way to find them. When you visit Calcemo, you will have a ring around where once you pick it, you will be able to reforge those on the Ethereum Forge. I love armors that look super cool, and they are integrated in a way that it will feel completely natural, and again, this armor is great. This works again for both genders as most of the armors of this show, so let's keep going. Speaking of males, then we have Chakra's Armor of Mehrunes Dagon. I'm sorry if I cannot pronounce the name correctly, but you guys can tell that my English are more broken than Skyrim already is. This armor set, guys, oh my god. This is what makes me playing male characters. This looks insane. This has to be, and I'm not kidding you, I know I'm saying this a lot, this is the armor in this episode. It comes with a cape mode or a capeless mode. If I will see see someone walking around wearing this unit of an armor, I wouldn't dare to look at them in the eye. I would just mind my own business, and this armor does exactly that. I wish we had more dark theme type of armors like that. This is something that came out of Morrowind, and oh my god, I don't know, I just love everything about this. The helmet, the gloves, the edginess, the sharpness of this, it is so nice. And my god, Chakra has been popping armors, because next we have another one of his armor mods, and this is Armor of Malacath. This will make you look like an actual tank. I have two complaints about this armor, however. My first complaint is it doesn't have HDD physics. I mean, it looks super badass, but everybody knows that you need HDD physics to make an armor look alive. Pick vanilla Skyrim and put physics on it and it's a different game, so we need those when it comes down to super badass armor sets like those. My second complaint to this is that I wish we had a color variation where the armor looks much more silver, so it represents in a way the Havel set from Dark Souls, because let's be real, this is what is going on here. This is like the most protective armor you will find on the Nexus. Like, why even go and hit someone wearing this? And if you don't like the helmet, if you think the helmet is too much, you can simply remove it and play around. If you wanted to play an orc berserk killing things and going around, I think this is the best orcish type of armor that we've got, and this fits so nicely with an orc. I'm 100% going to try this on my next playthrough. An absolutely beast of an armor. And then we have the Ysmir Armor, by everybody's favorite for Unknown. Ysmir Armor is a nice start to again the vanilla Skyrim. This feels like an improved version of the Nordic armor or the Iron Armor. Just look at the helmet, look how cool and unique it looks. See the details on the armor, everything is just amazing, like every other armor that Fourth Unknown is making. This armor works for both male and female characters, and there is also a mode where it adds HDD physics on it. I love this armor a lot. Again, I like armors that feel like they belong in Skyrim. It's hands down a very good looking armor, and I'm so happy to see again more lore friendly unisex armors coming out for Skyrim. That was the episode, guys. That was the video. If you like what you saw, leave a like, comment down anything below if you want to see more of that type of stuff. But by doing that, you are helping me again find my audience. Thank you for watching. I will try and pop more videos, and that being said, I will see you until the next time. Stay safe and happy modding.